had the most amazing chat with Anupama Chopra in Cannes. Please like, share and subscribe to Film Companion.
Tamannaah, it's so lovely to see you. Congratulations on your first Cannes appearance.
Yay! I can't just stop smiling since I've come here because, I mean, Cannes is like the mother of all film festivals.
Yeah.
So for me, being a part, and as you know, just the environment is just so beautiful here. And it's so charged up. I'm just excited and I can't stop smiling.
Tell me what brings you here, first of all, and like what's the larger ambition for you being here?
You know, I've always been someone who's been really fond of movies. I think more as an audience, and that's what turned me into becoming an actor. And I also feel like for me, it's a matter of huge pride that, you know, to be representing the country and to come here with the India Pavilion. I feel like that is something that, as an actor, nobody really understands. Like, when you have a very, very long journey, because I've been working since I was young, I think my dream was always to be in front of the camera, play a variety of characters. And now that I've had that opportunity, taking that work and taking that responsibility and coming here, I think that is a huge validation. You know, so yeah, I'm really going to enjoy. I hope I get to watch some movies. I know it's crazy with the schedule here, but definitely watching movies here and it's just spreading the word that, you know what, India has really contributed so much to this, to like world cinema.
Yeah.
And if you see like Deepika being on the jury, I think in the past Vidya has been on the jury. I think there's so much of an Indian presence globally. So I think celebrating that is what I'm trying to do here.
You know, the Cannes red carpet, of course, is perhaps sort of the biggest in the world, along with the Oscar red carpet, right? And I feel like the pressure of being on that red carpet is just kind of amplifying because of course, now there's social media, now there's yay and nay, now there's instant judgment. How are you dealing with that?
You know, I think people judge you regardless. You know, you cannot control people judging you. But I think this is a great opportunity, at least for an artist like me, to put my perspective out of what I think I enjoy in terms of fashion, what I enjoy in terms of, you know, being a part of cinema, meeting new people. I think also this is a great place to, you know, explore and discover possibilities.
Yeah.
So I feel like that for me as an emotion is so much more stronger than the fear aspect of it. And I feel like if at all there is this adrenaline rush that I can't avoid having, I think I'm actually riding it.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying it. Ever since I have come, I've just been walking around the streets, moving around. That fast pace is something anybody who's from Mumbai enjoys the most, because that is what Mumbaiites are basically. We just love pace. And here with the festival being so pacey, I think it's a natural thing for us to be able to fit into.
You know, you said you started early. I read that you actually started acting at 15,
Yeah.
which is a very tender age to enter a very tough business. What did you learn? How did that experience shape you to be the actor you are today?
I think when I was 15, and when I started working, or even the early few years of my career, the kind of roles that as female actors we got to play were very, very limited. We didn't actually have that kind of variety. There was a lot of cliches that we were constantly put into. So I think I did I went with the flow of what was happening to me. Also, there was a feeling of wanting to consolidate. So I was lucky to have great commercial success very early on in my career in the South Indian film industry. So I used that, I consolidated myself, and then I slowly came to a point where I was like, times have changed. And people have now woken up to actually not presenting women as the one who needs to be rescued, but is ready to present women as who is the rescuer, you know. So I began to enjoy that. And now slowly with the kind of cinema that I am choosing to be a part of, I'm constantly putting out the fact that emotional strength, of course, has been presented in terms of, you know, women have always been presented in an emotionally strong space, even way before in cinema. But I feel like even the physical strength is something is not tabbed yet, or is not spoken about that much, or not presented that much. So I feel like now is the time where we can bring these aspects out. And I'm doing a film called Bubbly Bouncer, which really excited me on the board of it, because Madhur sir came and said, you know, I want you to play a female bouncer.
And you said yes.
And I said yes, because I haven't heard of a film being made about a female bouncer.
Right.
So I feel like, and she's Haryanvi, so she has the dialect, which is very, very strong. So I think, you know, always there was a thing that, oh, language is not the barrier. But how? I am from Mumbai. I've worked all along in a South Indian film industry, which has given me so much love, where Tamil and Telugu became, you know, better and more fluent than my mother tongue. And now it's time to kind of actually prove that, yes, language is not the barrier, because there's so many dialects that India has, and it's such a beautiful country with so many, you know, different accents in language and cultures, you know. So I'm just enjoying that exploration. Yeah.
But Tamannaah, tell me, when you look back at the years since you've been working and, you know, starting that early, how do you sort of analyze the immense success in the South versus the missteps in Hindi cinema? What did you do differently and what did you learn from the mistakes?
I feel like the best decisions I've made in my film career and the worst, both I wasn't really planning on doing, and I didn't know where that would go. Both seemed equally correct at that point. Like a film like Himatwala, and I'm very open about, when if I don't like a film on my own, I'll say that it didn't do what it should have done. And I feel I believed in it as much as I believed in Bahubali. But the one thing about those films is, I don't think I was prepared for either, you know, but I learned on the job. And that's the beauty of being an actor, that you are discovering constantly and you're evolving constantly. I'm not the same person who did Himatwala. I am not the same person who did Bahubali.
Right.
I have moved on from that. So I feel like, and I celebrate both, because I feel like I think it's the mistakes that actually teach you a lot more than the success. Because it's when you're making those mistakes, it's also when you're discovering what's not authentic about yourself. And I think today everything is so much about authenticity and putting your most authentic self out there.
Yeah.
And I feel so empowered right now to be able to put that out there, that I'm glad that
it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, you've also talked in interviews about how the notion of stardom, what happened and the organic sort of growth of a fan following, which you've had over like 10, 15 years. You said, I've understood that was a much better way for it to grow, which made me curious, how has it changed? What is it now?
I think I have this very strong urge, and as an actor, it's unexplainable. It's almost like, it's like I have to put out a 2.0 version of me. And it's not because, oh, you know, now is just something, it's not a gimmicky thing, but it's like, I feel like I have evolved and I've moved from what I've already achieved. And I don't want to hold the failures or the successes too hard. I want to be someone new, and I have the ability. I feel like that's what we are as human beings, right? We're just energy with a consciousness. So I feel like I'm going to just channelize that in my acting career as well. And I want to completely reinvent myself. And so I think the work I'm doing right now is definitely reflecting this version that I want to put out there for myself. And I think just working on this film, which is with Maddock, it's a show. It's an 8-episode show, which is for Amazon. I think it's been one of the most cathartic experiences for me to play that character, because in a show you get to dig your teeth a lot more deeper into a character versus a film, and I've been waiting to do that. And it also presents me as a Mumbai girl, you know, in her friend circle, which is so relatable to me as a human being, as a person, and the kind of life I have led, and the kind of people I have been around. I guess I never got a chance to present that on screen. And so I feel like it's really personal, and it's somewhere brought me into it's gotten very intimate for me from a personal space. So I feel like I'm really looking forward to how my friends are going to watch it, because they're going to see a lot of me in it. So whenever I'm actually performing most of my scenes, I'm like, okay, will my friends approve of this? Because I'm not so worried about a large audience here. I'm just worried about my friends.
Tell me, you've also written a book with Luke Coutinho, Back to Roots. And I'm just wondering, is writing something you're interested in? Do you see yourself doing more of it?
Yeah, I think it was a lockdown baby largely. We had so much time. But I think also it came from something that was experiential for me. And I think I would definitely want to write a lot more. But I want to write about things that are experiential. See, I've spent till my 10th grade. I've only studied till my 10th standard. 11th and 12th was like correspondence. So I never had the chance of firmly educating myself. But I feel like I'm educating myself every day thereafter.
Of course.
You know.
Of course.
And it's so much more experiential versus, bookish knowledge, which I don't disregard at all. I think it's extremely important. And if I had it any other way, if I had like 375 days in the year, I would definitely put in a degree in it. But yeah, I think in terms of Luke, and it was a health thing that I was going through myself personally. I had a massive gut issue because of just like lifestyle, And after having a very healthy lifestyle, I was experiencing something that didn't make sense to me, because I was like, why if I'm living something so healthy, is it a problem? So for 2 years, I became vegan. I went through, a lot of holistic lifestyle changes, which I still incorporated in my life. And yeah, and we just wrote a book about it. And I think, yes, Ayurveda is definitely a part of my day-to-day routine and day-to-day life. And I think it is meant to change you forever. It's not something you do and, you forget.
You'd also said that you came to be an actor and you became a heroine.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But my sense is now, Tamannaah, you have to be both.
Yeah.
I don't think that if the acting part is shaky, you can be a star. Would you agree?
See, I feel like an actor is your decision. To be an actor is an individual's decision. But to be a star, that the audience decides. That is not in your hands. I was lucky that, I became a star because of the love of so many cinegoers. But now I don't hold that image that strong that it stops me from being the actor I want to be. So I think, like I said, back in the day, our options were a lot more limited. Today, in terms of cinema, also the pandemic, I feel like it changed how people viewed content in general, any format of content. And I feel like today we've become performers over everything else. So what we do, even in an Instagram post, is as important as what we put in a feature film.
Do you work a lot on your social media?
I feel like I've put in a lot more work now because I want to put my authentic self out there. And I feel like sometimes it's more daunting to put your authentic self out there than to just put a happy, smiley picture. But to put a thought behind it, to put what you're actually experiencing. Like sometimes workout, we're dying. When you're training, when you're physically training.
Yeah, you guys just make it look so damn easy.
No, it's painful. And I think I've started putting that out. I started putting out the fact that, what? I'm not having a great time right now, but it's because I want to have a better time in a problematic situation, in a physically challenging situation is why I'm going through it right now.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to kind of put my authentic self out there, and that takes effort. It's not easy.
And it matters to you. Social media is important.
Yes, I think it's a great medium to express yourself. I feel like social media is great as long as you use social media and it doesn't use you.
And you always have that clarity? That
I keep reminding myself that am I using this or is this using me? Because that's the point of it, right?
Yeah.
It's a piece of technology.
Yeah.
The moment it overtakes you, then it's a menace.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's a boon.
Tamannaah, what do you like most about yourself as an actor today?
I think as an actor, I'm just going with my heart. I'm not holding myself back. I think back in the day, maybe there was a little bit, log kya sochenge? Will this audience like me?
You were second guessing.
Yes. I think today I'm more about choosing characters that I feel that I enjoy. And I think today for me what's most important is to play characters that I haven't played before. because I don't think I'm competing with anybody. I think for me, my biggest competition is myself, and most importantly, I feel like the success and failure has never been in our hands. Yeah. We've never had any control over it. So I feel like the process is something that we have to learn to have fun while we are at work. There's no other time you're going to have fun. This is the time to have fun. So I think fun is what's changed a lot. I enjoy it a lot more. So yeah, I think realizing that work is not going to be, it's not boring going to work and just doing your thing, but it's also having a blast with the people you're working with, because that's the energy that's basically getting translated on screen. So inevitably, if you're having a great time on sets, that thing gets translated definitely.
Yeah. And look at the fun you're going to have here.
Oh, I can't even begin to, and I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful to the ministry for inviting me here. And India being a partner country at the Cannes this year, it's a matter of such great pride. And Diageo, who's invited me here, it's a great collaboration, and yeah, it's definitely going to be my first red carpet here. So I cannot express how excited I am. I'm definitely rehearsing how my trail is going to flow. And I'm going to like move around in my room and make sure I don't knock any of the lamps off. If that happens, then I know I'm good to go for the red carpet.
It was lovely to chat with you and have a great festival.
Thank you so much, and such pleasure meeting you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.